State's head coach Dan Callahan. I'd like to hand the meet as Morgan Spicer after Grand Valley beat Wilmington 10-2 today, Coach. Opening statement, and then we've got media members in here that'll ask a couple questions for you. Opening statement, please.
The team played well. It helps having some experience. We've been here before. We've got a pretty solid senior class, so they kind of know the drill and what to expect, and so that helped us a lot. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Morgan, you had 2 hits and 2 RBIs today. What was your mindset at the plate?
Just being relaxed and trusting myself and making sure I get the job done for my team and trusting that they have my back if it doesn't get done.
And give a run early on and then kind of settled in really well. What adjustments did you make after that first inning?
Yeah, I think our defense was able to kind of adjust to what their offense was trying to put together, and they had a lot of momentum in that first inning. And so I definitely, obviously, with some hits, sometimes you're going to get that little slunt action too, and there's not really much you can do. So I think a lot of that first inning was kind of out of our defense hands, and the other team did a really good job of executing and putting some pressure on. So I think we kind of carried that into the next innings of trying to keep the runners on base as much as possible, pitching our corners in a little bit more and challenging them there to hit them by them.
I might need some.
For both players, in the earlier press conference, both teams kind of talked about just being in the World Series stage, and some of them had a little nerves, some of them had excitement, or whatever. Coach already mentioned you guys, your team was a better group. I'd like both of you to just walk me through what did you guys do to prepare to kind of be able to come out, maybe play into the excitement, maybe do away with the nerves to an extent.
From the beginning of the season, our goal has always been to get to this point. So we've been kind of preparing over these course of the month. So for me personally, this was the goal, and we've been preparing for this all season. So I think that's a big point or area of how we prepared and how we're handling the nerves and the excitement.
Yeah, for me, I remember being in their shoes as a underclassman coming onto this stage and just kind of learning from those older girls ahead of me before of kind of like what they did and what they did well. And so Morgan and I, our catcher, were actually talking before that game like, oh, like this is like a weird feeling right now. Like it's not like we're not like super amped, like it feels like chill and we're relaxing. I'm like, well, girl, like that's age. Like we have a little bit more perspective there. So I think channeling those nerves in a way that's like productive and effective, as opposed to letting it kind of be a detriment to your game, is the key.
And then too, and again, this is something I kind of like both your perspectives on. I think you both offer something unique to it. In the first inning, you come out, you score. That gives you momentum. Bottom of the inning, they score. Now the momentum, it could go a different way. You guys did such a good job keeping it even. There wasn't really any momentum, so you guys had that first big inning later in the game. Is that something that you kind of concentrate on as a team to be able to, halt other team's momentum to get yours going? Tell me about that, anything from just a team approach.
Yeah. I mean, as far as our team goals go, we call whatever they're doing on their offensive side that back-to-back negative. So we're trying to limit those as much as we can, and on our offensive side, we call those back-to-back positives. So we're trying to produce those as much as we possibly can as well. So just kind of when we're looking at those goals that we set pre-game, making sure that we're keeping true to those, because we know if we can hit those goals that we're probably going to come out on top.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then, Coach, for you, obviously you like starting out with a win, you like starting out with a lopsided score, so to speak. How does this game, kicking off the World Series this way, set your team up for the run you want to make, ultimately, hopefully get your championship?
Well, I mean, every game is important, and we focus on just that game. We're not worrying about tomorrow yet. We'll celebrate tonight, and then we'll worry about that a little bit later. So we just really try to keep them focused on the moment, stay in the now, so to speak, and the task at hand, and then we'll worry about tomorrow, and enjoy this one and learn from some of the things that we can improve upon. Learn, examine some of the things we did well, and then hopefully we just keep it rolling.